Well, everybody, welcome back to another episode of When It Rays, It Pours. I'm Keith Ray.
I'm John Ray. My preferred pronouns are Your Majesty and His Majesty.
What? Pardonnez-moi, Your Majesty.
I didn't say I was French.
I
didn't say Je Majesty and Jou Majesty.
Well, what is the... No, you didn't say Jew Majesty. What did you say?
I wouldn't mind being Jew Majesty.
It's pretty... Okay.
What?
What has brought about this whole royal pomp?
What? Your Majesty and His Majesty sounds less ridiculous than Zim and Zer to me. I don't know.
Well, I gotta say, I still have yet to meet a Zim or a Zer. I hear that they exist. Me either,
but I hear a lot of people claiming that they're in defending these people. But I haven't met one yet.
Yeah.
When I meet them, I will call them Zim and Zer, as long as they call me Your Majesty
and His Majesty. Okay, fair enough.
Fair is fair.
Fair is fair.
You want to be called what you want to be called. I want to be called what I want to be called.
Well, can I ask you, John?
Everybody wants to be king.
Oh, okay, I see. So, did somebody finally get around to watching Coming to America?
Oh, yeah.
That's what brought this on.
Coming to America, the sequel.
Yeah, Coming to America.
Yeah, I watched it. I wasn't too impressed.
What? I really liked it. They had like all these great musical performances in it, and I thought they did a good job backing down the flash mob. You know.
See, to me, the dancing sequences in this are way worse than the dancing sequences in the other one.
I don't know. The chicks are way finer.
Well, that's not the point. It's the point to me is the production quality. Like,
you thought it seemed a little more cartoonish.
The mid-'80s, Eddie Murphy was the king, and he had Marvel Studios type budgets for the shit he was putting out.
Yeah, and now that he's working with Netflix, it comes off a little bit more.
Prime.
Oh, Amazon Prime. Well, it just comes off a little bit more like a Netflix series kind of budget than a major motion picture done with John Landis.
Yeah, it looked like the
John Landis film.
It was The Barbershop or something. Yeah. Which goes to show the only good scenes in this movie were the barbershop scenes with the people that should have been 150 years old.
Yeah, they would not have been alive at all.
Yeah, other people on podcasts have said this, but it's kind of obvious. I thought the same thing. It's like other people I heard on podcasts were like, yeah, shouldn't those guys have been dead? And then everybody else on the podcast is like, I didn't even think of that. I was like, that's the first thing I thought of is the only thing I want to see in this movie, because I didn't have high expectations for it. The only thing I want to see in this movie is the barbershop.
Yeah. How are these dudes faring?
How do they still have the barbershop?
Yeah, that's another thing.
I thought maybe they had their children took over or something, but no, it was the same guys.
Same guys.
Same exact guys, except they didn't have to put on old makeup this time.
And
Arsenio and Eddie, they sat in the chair a lot less longer.
They had they have this barber shop in Queens, New York. That's probably the real estate value of is about $3.5 million. And they still cut hair for $10 a seat.
I gotta tell you that in real life, that barbershop would now be like a kratom shop or like
they have shops that are just for kratom.
CBD oil or fucking
usually
fake white dreadlocks. Like
like the blonde
This area
dreadlocks, like
is a
from
little
Korn.
bit gentrified. They don't have the outlines and the rats like they did back when they made the first movie.
No, because when your parents are big in the steel industry, you know, you don't exactly rough it just because you moved to Queens.
Yeah.
They've got the high-rise luxury apartments. I had a friend that lived out in New York for a lot longer than I did, and she said that she was performing stand-up in a place where you could get a cocktail served in a glass that looks like a repurposed light bulb. And I'm like, that's just too much money, is what that is. There's no reason for that, and I'm not trying to get too far away from coming to America, but I have, like, in the alcohol department, I have cut back on my drinking. I've switched to 7-ounce beers.
And there you go. 5 less ounces.
Dude, every 6-pack's a 40.
Yeah. You go through a 12-pack of those instead of a 6er of the 12s?
No. I just usually 2 or 3 of these a night like I was with the 12s, but I noticed that I was leaving like a half a beer every night to get dumped down the drain in the morning. And I'm not a wasteful person. I don't like to be a wasteful
you should
person.
Just drink it.
Well, like when I wake up?
Yeah, fuck it. Be a savage.
I don't like to drink alcohol first thing when I wake up. It's coffee and water, bro.
Well, you shouldn't leave it at the end of the night then.
Well, I don't anymore. Now that I have these nice small... these little baby beers, harmless.
Just one swig.
You know, they should tell people in AA about these little beers.
Hey, just cut back.
Yeah, like what is it?
Forget about all the steps.
Yeah,
it's so much easier just a little bit less.
One step. Buy the small beers. Buy a little baby. It's cute. It's cute. You could never get a divorce over a beer like this.
Yeah.
Tasty.
You'd have to get married first.
Well, I'm just saying the reasons people stop drinking and stuff, you know, divorce, problems in their marriage.
Well, back to Coming to America. First off, Leslie Jones just isn't funny at all to me.
I thought she was actually pretty funny in this.
The funny part is that he would have rather had sex with her than a rhinoceros. To me. To be honest. But I just haven't found her funny in anything. I thought she was way funnier in this than she was when she kind of shoehorned her way into funny, but she should switch to dramatic acting, because when she played Christopher Wallace in the Notorious B.I.G. story, she was great.
That was not Leslie Jones playing fucking Biggie?
Are you sure? Do I need to get IMDb?
Yeah, I am not sure. I'm actually not sure. But
okay. I'm sorry. Also, Tracy Morgan, how many more times is he going to play the drunk uncle? I mean,
he's great at the drunk uncle. He was good at the drunk uncle this time.
Can he be the drunk cousin, or I mean, the high uncle? Or I mean, come on, he plays the same part in every movie he's in.
He's
funny. He's
great.
Funny, at least. I do give him that. He does make me chuckle. But come on, man. He played the drunk uncle on that Tina Fey show. He was Tina Fey's uncle on that show, right?
No, he was a character loosely based on
Alec
himself.
Baldwin's uncle.
No.
Judah Friedlander's drunk uncle.
No. He was just like...
So he didn't play... Okay, every part he plays it in a drunk uncle, but most of them is drunk uncle.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he had nieces and nephews on that show, and he was their drunk uncle.
Okay. My point proven.
I'm just... Okay. But that wasn't like the character. The character was like just Tracy Morgan with a different last name.
But also, enough with every single movie has to be a woke newsletter. Like, why does your firstborn son have to be king and not your daughter?
Oh yeah. Remember to inject
Eddie Murphy movies shouldn't have a point where they look to the camera and say something woke about your daughter is just as valuable as your son and shit like that. Like, they stopped the actual movie to make these woke points. They did the same shit in like Avengers Endgame where all the men are getting beat up by the evil aliens and then all the women band together and clear a path. And it's like, dude, just let them all fight together. You've got pretty much an equal amount of female superheroes as you do male superheroes.
Yeah.
You don't have to let all the women only fight together as the women and then leave the men getting beat up on the side. Just let them all fight together. You're woke. You got all the women. The Fantastic Four only had one woman.
Well,
that's only 25% women. The Avengers is pretty close to 50% women. You don't need to make a whole scene out of the biggest action sequence to show, oh, Brie Larson kicks ass.
Well, it just doesn't make any sense to me to inject woke politics
into every movie.
Well, not just into every movie, but also just into a movie about royal succession. You know, like it's kind of like what's been going on with the whole royal family in the news now, talking about the racism in the royal family, and it's like, well, duh, these people don't even want to fuck other white people that aren't related to them. You think they're not bigots? Like, they won't fuck white people that are accountants. If you're a white accountant, you're too down the food chain for them to procreate with. You think a half black American is going to be accepted with open arms?
If we had a sister, they would be just as pissed as they were about Meghan Markle.
Exactly.
They were pissed about Princess Di. They killed her. And Meghan Markle needs to watch out talking all this shit because the British royalty will kill your ass.
Well,
they got at least fucking
set you up to die.
They got 007s and 008s up in that motherfucker. For real.
But I saw like a meme of the interview with Oprah, and it's like she's sitting on a mountain of money and they're sitting on a mountain of money. And she's like, how hard is it for you? And they're like, it's pretty hard for us. And it's like, you don't have struggles.
Meghan Markle's trying to become president. That's why she did that shit.
So that's what it is. Because
she's already talking to high-level Democrats about running the next term.
Well, we know Joey B ain't coming back for another term.
Yeah,
we'll
be
lucky if he lives to the end of this one.
She knows she's got a better chance than Kamal, the Ugandan giant.
Yeah. Also, wouldn't that be such a but just a white trash wet dream? Because like all the white trash people here in America just fucking cream for that royal family. They're like, when Diana died, my mother was watching fucking the funeral. Like it has anything to do with any American's life when these fucking royal people do anything.
Hold on. Ugh. I didn't know we were getting into this, but pause. Coming to America 2. 2.5 out of 5 stars.
2.5 out of 5? Okay, well, I wasn't
trying I don't like it because Lisa was already a strong woman back in the 80s.
Yeah.
She was making her own shit. She was in the back doing the books, fucking shit up.
Yeah.
You didn't need to be woke about now this Black Panther Wakanda daughter of hers needs to be the king. She was the queen when Jaffa said no, and James Earl Jones don't play no shit.
Yeah.
So Lisa was strong as fuck, and her dad was John Amos, and she went against him.
Why
you go against John Amos and James Earl Jones? You got a backbone.
Why do you hang out in your coffin while you're still alive? That's another thing.
Well, he was cool.
I understand that you're allowed to have different.
But back to Meghan Markle. 2.5 out of 5. It ain't that great.
2.5 out.
Eddie Murphy. Look, I don't need to get woke newsletters in my Eddie Murphy movies. This dude did 2 specials, and he said faggot more times than I said retard.
That's true. That's true.
So you're not telling me
He wrote 2 separate bits exclusively about homophobia. Like, but maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's like he's trying to right the wrongs of his career by taking
he didn't
something.
have any wrongs, dude.
There was nothing wrong with those specials. It was those specials were great. They're still funnier.
I want some ice cream.
I know for a fact, me and my friends tried to sit down and watch that Nanette when it first came out. And 10 minutes in, we were like, you want to watch Raw? And so we just switched over to Raw. And we went from sitting there with a sweat beating and
He did 2 specials in his 20s that's killing every dude that has 4 or 5 when they're in their 30s and 40s.
Yeah. He's got 2 of the strongest specials that ever were made.
He is who he is.
They were in theaters, This is back in that era of stand-up comedy when you could be such a great comedian that they'd be like, wow, instead of just putting your special on HBO, we'll put it out for theatrical release. And people will go...
People talk about Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle eats dick compared to Eddie Murphy. He got most of his bits for his show from Eddie Murphy and his brother.
Yeah.
Who wasn't even a stand-up.
Who became a
didn't start doing stand-up till he was in his 40s. Charlie Murphy.
I just feel like it was a good movie for the jokes it had in it. It had a lot of jokes. It had a lot of funny moments.
Just do the movie.
Also, Eddie Murphy is not in the movie all that much.
I can put up with Leslie Jones acting like the Black Lisa Lampanelli. And the dude that's the lead part, that's
do you think she would ever? People.
Tracy Morgan is always funny.
Do you think Leslie Jones will ever get tired of being typecast as hideous? That's how insulting. Like, I understand
she doesn't care as long as she's getting paid, but
that's fucked up.
To me, if I was her, I would be like Papa John. Become anonymous. Because it's better for you, and it's better for us.
Well, it's like...
I don't dislike her because of how she looks or any of that.
It's like Bill Murray
I just don't think she's funny. I think she's obnoxious. I never thought...
Obnoxious.
I wouldn't watch Bobcat Goldthwait do fucking stand-up. He's fucking annoying. I don't enjoy it.
Really? I didn't know
I don't
that.
have any problem with...
But you like him in movies.
Leslie Jones.
Like in Police Academy.
Leslie Jones, if she acted in a movie where she didn't act like that, I could probably get down with. But her style of stand-up, I just don't care for, like, being loud and boisterous and over-dramatic and overweight. And
so essentially, the problems you have with her are the things that she has in common with me.
I didn't say that. You said that. No, but
I get what your problem is.
Yeah,
you just aesthetically don't like, or it's not to your taste. Her performance style is not to your taste.
And I felt like this, she was over the top. She's definitely is funny. I won't say she's not funny at all.
I thought she was funny in this. Funnier in this than she was in fucking The Ruining of Ghostbusters.
I wouldn't even watch that.
Well, I really like that Melissa McCarthy.
I like Kristen Wiig, but I'm not going to watch everything she does. And to make an all-female version of the Ghostbusters is asinine to me.
Well,
it's like making Predator with a 6-girl group of Navy SEALs or
6 female
Army Rangers. Like, who's gonna play Apollo Creed? Who's gonna play fucking Jesse Ventura? Who's gonna play
Leslie Jones, Larry David? Boom, taken care of right there. Yeah.
Larry David's not female.
No, he's just bald like the Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
I said all female.
All female. Shit, who's
See,
a bald lady?
So okay, so you're telling me that all these fucking Army Rangers, Arnold Schwarzenegger, fucking, I can't even remember the dude's name that played Apollo Creed. Fuck. And fucking Mac. All these the big Indian from 48 Hours.
Oh yeah.
Jesse Ventura.
Was he
Jesse
also
Ventura and Arnold Schwarzenegger bet a bottle of Dom Perignon on who had the bigger biceps. Arnold told the tailor to fudge the results, and Jesse Ventura looked at the results when they were getting fit for their outfits. So he made the bet, and fucking Arnold won 2 governors.
Yeah, that is a 2-governor film.
But it's so badass. But it's one of the best movies of all time. Dude.
Well, if you had like Sandra Bullock, Julia Roberts, Wanda Sykes, and they're
Wanda Sykes is probably too old.
They're all Navy SEALs.
She ain't running through the jungle.
Well,
not to old shame.
Yeah, nobody's trying to old shame Wanda.
Dude, if we get off on Predator, I don't know.
What I'm saying, let's not get off on Predator. Let's talk about how I went and bought all these candies.
Dude, but is that what they did? All those highly skilled killers did against this super powerful, highly technological alien. Is that much more impressive than 4 nerdy ass dorky scientists killing ghosts and shit? Saving New York City multiple times against giant marshmallows?
I don't see
how can you
improving this. I don't see how you can improve these stories.
Is it because Predator is that much more realistic than Ghostbusters? That, well, real men probably could kill that alien, but real men probably couldn't have killed that giant marshmallow. So it's equally.
It doesn't really matter.
It's equally believable that these weak, dumb women could kill the marshmallow just like these super smart.
Yeah,
but they were smart. The women were smart in that Ghostbusters remake. So
yeah,
retract.
Well, they were. What I'm saying is they were smart, but what would have been smarter would have been to not make the movie in the first place. Like Bill Murray said himself that if he had a choice between being rich and famous and just rich, be just rich. You know, like there's no need. The famous part is nothing but a pain in the ass.
Well, ask Papa John, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Is it all relates. It all ties together. I understand that at some point Leslie Jones wasn't a really wealthy woman, but at this point, like every single time you get another job, it's it's one thing to be typecast as like a mafioso if you're an Italian actor, or James Caan, who's actually Irish. But like it's one thing to be typecast as like, a tough person or a cunning person, or even the bad guy. If you're like some of those dudes from Tombstone were typecast as bad guys for a long time. I understand that, but to be typecast as hideous.
Well, to get back to
like the
Meghan
most
Markle,
unfuckable woman in the history of the 80s club scene in New York.
Meghan Markle really has to look out because she keeps going at the royal family. She's going to end up like Princess Di did. I'm telling you.
I don't think that they killed Princess Di.
They didn't like Princess Di any more than they like her.
Yeah.
She was progressive and out forward and shit, and Charles,
Charles wasn't about that shit, and Andrew was busy
and he
having
can
fun
still be king
with Jeff, old Jeffy boy down in the Virgin Islands, the not so Virgin Islands.
Yeah, so let's get on to it, man.
Well, I mean, I did want to mention,
to summarize, Leslie Jones, I'm not trying to knock you, but I don't think you're super funny. And Coming to America 2,
I'm sure she's watching right now. 2.5
out of 5.
I'm sure she's watching right now. She is definitely 10% of our viewership is Leslie Jones, or at least her people. You know, we're just hoping it gets back to her people.
I guarantee you this.
I haven't changed.
It's the percentages lie in this direction that she prefers to watch stuff that I'm in than I do to watch stuff that she's in.
I believe that. And same goes for me, John. And while I haven't personally changed my pronouns, I have got a new nickname.
What's your nickname?
It's the Fat White Bitch. After last week's episode, I went to have my victory cigar out on the patio, and I'm sitting there leaning against the post and smoking my stogie, enjoying a nice glass of scotch. You know, a nice small glass of scotch. Because I've cut back. And I'm on 7 ounces, 7-ounce scotch, 7-ounce beer. You know what I mean?
Cut your ounces by, a couple ounces. That's good.
Exactly. I'm trying to bring the ounces down to a reasonable place. I'm smoking
stogies.
I'm smoking stogies. You know, trying to cut down on my cigarettes. I'm down to a pack and a half a day and a cigar. That's pretty good. I would say if you have 1 Churchill and then 30 Marlboro Lights, that's a pretty reasonable amount to smoke every day, so, especially when you drive a lot. So I'm out there. I'm enjoying my nice victory nub.
Try sucking candies.
I like a sucker or a lemon head.
Yeah, or a Jolly Rancher.
Jolly Rancher. I'll have to give it a shot. Although, you know what would be good is to have like a Jolly Rancher in your mouth and smoke a couple of cigarettes while you're enjoying your Jolly Rancher. Or do it with a mint, then it's like fucking homemade menthol.
Or be a man and just stop.
Don't act like masculinity and nicotine addiction coincide, okay? It's not feminine to be addicted to nicotine.
I quit cold turkey, so.
You were never a real smoker.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, what? A couple cigarettes to get through the shift at work? That's not a fucking
I would smoke
smoke.
Probably half a pack a day.
Oh, really? Well, that's a real smoker.
And more depending what drugs I did.
Yeah, that's true too.
Stimulants
definitely make you smoke.
I didn't even. Also.
Well, let me tell what happened on the porch.
Hold on, I didn't mention either that Coming to America 2 had a good. I gave them the 8 and the 9 ball.
What?
Like I was. I was in Joey Diaz mode that night.
Okay, so you were full blown, like just gone, ready to laugh.
Like 200 milligrams
of THC,
and 3 grams or so of the fun guy.
Oh my god! Well,
that fun guy.
So they could have just been funny once at the beginning of the movie,
and I would have laughed the whole entire movie.
And you would have laughed the whole movie, but they did something a little ugh. And you were like, oh, God. Oh, no. See, that's the thing is like, you went hypersensitive into watching some Coming to America. And I went into it like I was like halfway asleep. Sober, or at least as sober as I am when I go to sleep.
Diminished capacity.
And I'm just like, yeah, this is pretty fucking funny, laughing and stuff. It made me like kind of like morning giggles, and I was like, this is good enough for me. But you went into it like prepared to see the film, and it's not gonna live up to that.
Yeah, I was watching lions slaughter gazelles like 5 minutes before I started it.
Yeah, you should have stuck with the Attenborough, bro. But after last week's episode, I went outside to have a cigar and a glass of scotch, and some neighborhood kids came by, and they were like kind of bullying this little one into throwing rocks at the geese. And look, I get it.
Your arch nemesis.
The geese are fucking awful, and they don't shut the fuck up. And it took me literally weeks of experimenting. Like, I could play country music on that patio all day long. They'll just squawk and peck at each other and be awful. But if I throw on reggae music, they all make formation and come around the patio here like it's a fucking concert. It looks like the fucking Red Rocks out there in that
like
pond.
Ozarks when they do the little prayers out in the fucking pontoon boats.
Yeah, exactly. They just come coasting on up and they sit quietly and listen, and they just enjoy the peace and the beauty that is reggae music. But I understand these kids. I wasn't playing any music at the time. They're squawking and stuff. So this kid comes up and he starts throwing these rocks at the geese. And like the first one, I didn't even have time to say anything. But then when he pulls out this big fucking rock and hurls it at this goose, I was like, hey man, knock that shit off. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, they don't even live in this apartment complex, which good for them. Their lives are in good hands, being outside of this place, or I don't know. Then they all start motherfuckering me, and the littlest kid who I'm just like, all I'm telling him to do is to not throw rocks at the bird, and he's like, fuck you fat white bitch. Why don't you come down here and catch these hands? And I'm like, are you kidding me? You're like I could literally break your neck. You're a fucking child. Like, it's like Chris Benoit versus Chris Benoit Jr. over here, okay? Like, this is not and what are you implying, that all 7 of your friends can't fucking meet the same fate? What are you, like, fighting 7 children and versus 1 adult? I'm less afraid of all 7 of those children, even though they got older in age. And I would have to start off with the bigger ones.
Oh no.
Like,
our studio's in a pretty bad neighborhood. They might have weapons.
Well, I wasn't trying to fight these kids, but
we're trying to save some geese.
Yeah, I just don't like it. But
I mean, I hate Canadian geese as much as the next person, but I'm not going to throw rocks at them. You know how I feel about animal abuse.
Well, just the idea that this kid thinks he could beat my ass.
Canadian geese are the shittiest animals of animals. Like, they walk slowly across every road they cross, knowing they could just fly over the motherfucking road. Correct?
Yes, this is true.
They are fucking shitty, but I would never throw rocks at them, and I would never call you a fat white bitch.
No, that's
I've
okay.
called you fat. I've called you white. I might have called you a bitch 1 or 2 times, but I never put all 3 of them together.
Yeah, man. I was like,
I never put all 3 of them together in one.
That's how you see me. And also, like,
how
I'm in the pocket was that? How ready to go was, like, he had that shit holstered. Like, because I don't know this fucking kid from anything. You know, I've never seen him before in my life.
I take it you weren't his first altercation with someone telling him, hey, don't hurt animals, you
I didn't fucking call him any names. I just told him to get the fuck out of here.
I'll call him names. He's a piece of garbage.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Numbskull.
I don't fucking like the whole. I don't like the fact that those. I know that those bigger kids were bullying him into doing it.
I destroyed people's gardens before, but I never attacked anyone's animals.
You fucked up somebody's garden?
Maybe when I was a kid. Couple times. They were rude older people.
What'd you do? Did you pull up their tomato plants?
I don't even remember. Something like just kick some their flowers or something. Nothing big.
So you have hurt a living being. You're not like, you're not full.
Oh, I've
free to bet.
stomped some ants and spiders. I'm not saying that, but I'm not gonna throw a rock at a goose.
Yeah,
even
no,
though they're fucking terrible.
I hate the geese too, but like, just
give me some
like
ducks up in this.
Throwing them fucking. Yeah, that's the thing. The mallards don't give a fuck. They're the chillest fucking bird we've got in the place. But I don't want to get too far away from that because speaking of fat white bitches, there's this dude named Robert Aaron Long. I don't know if you heard about him. He's the newest and most famous mass murderer here in the States.
No, the massage parlor guy.
Yeah, the Hoe House shooter. Apparently, he shot these places up because he has a sexual addiction, and he grew to resent the way working girls indulge the habits of people with sexual addiction like he had. Even though, like, they're really like the saving grace. Like, I understand that sexual addiction is a problem, and it is a prison, much like heroin or methamphetamine. Like, but you're a prisoner that also has the keys to the cell. Like, dude, go to counseling. If he'd have been going to counseling to deal with his sexual addiction, he probably wouldn't have snapped and killed a bunch of people.
Get one of them robot motherfuckers. You're spending all that money in the parlor. Get a robot.
And then people are like defending him against progressive people because progressive people are saying because these women were Asian that this had to have been a hate crime. Well, I thought it was pretty obvious that it was a hate crime against women. You know what I mean? It's not a hate crime against Asian women. It's a hate crime against women who happen to be Asian. Well, but they are Asian. So, I mean,
I would say that it's not, in this case, I don't think it's because they were Asian.
No, it was more because they were prostitutes.
I would say, I would say, like, if it was happened in San Francisco and it wasn't massage parlor workers, it was just random woman on the street, that's an Asian hate crime.
Yeah, I could see that.
Why? Because that
would
picking out a certain.
If you
but in Atlanta,
absolutely.
I'm gonna say 100% of the Asian population is, 99% of the population, Asian women, is massage parlor workers.
I'm not gonna agree with that. I know you're.
I mean, I'm being facetious, but I'm being,
But yeah, I get what you're saying. It's not like the Bay Area, which has a much larger Asian American population.
That's who he was going to. If he had the sex addiction, I can kind of buy it.
But
I would say, but either way, I don't think he did it because of COVID. I think he did it because he's an incel. He's
fucking loser.
Hates himself because he can't get laid. Like,
so he spends all of his money on prostitutes,
and then
because he thinks he deserves to
make more money.
Yeah, there's an option.
Like, dude, if you want,
got expensive tastes. I think he's more mad about being broke than anything else.
No woman wants a dude that's not making any money, but
if you're not making
enough money to spend all this money to get laid, make enough money to fucking
take a lady on a date.
Yeah.
Buy some flowers.
Take somebody out. Like, this dude looks like a loser anyway.
Yeah. He's
got a fucking Amish beard.
That's another thing.
He's fucking out of Atlanta looking like he's from fucking Midland, Pennsylvania. Fucking straight up Quaker fucking weirdo son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, dude, come on, bro.
Well, he's got a little hint of diminished capacity to him. But I'm hearing people on the fucking news going, "This is an honest man. He's no liar.
No, he's a killer.
And it's like he's a straight up murderer. He's just killing people."
Maybe he told the truth when he was like,
that's great. Congratulations.
He told the truth the whole time when he was like, "I don't like you." Ba-boom.
Yeah.
That's him not being a liar. Being an honest person.
Honest.
He's an honest person. Ba-boom. I don't like you.
I don't want you to
That's
live
honesty,
anymore.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's like that kid
it blew
yelling
my
up at
mind.
you saying, "You're a gay white bitch. Fat gay white bitch. I don't like you."
You added the gay in there, but that's okay.
I don't remember
You're
if they said that or
you're
not.
a goddamn relic from the 90s. No, they called me the other word for gay a bunch of times, but I didn't bring
The
that.
Eddie Murphy word.
The Eddie Murphy word. That's what we should call.
I said it, but I think it's okay because I was just quoting Eddie Murphy.
If we call that word the Eddie Murphy word, then we can allude to it. It's like we instead of saying gay or fan or FAGGOT, that F word, not fuck, we could say the Eddie Murphy word because that's like his favorite word from when he was first starting out in comedy. But see, now you could also, if you say the Eddie Murphy word, people are gonna think that you're referring to race because everything is about race. You can't.
Eddie Murphy used all the words.
For any other
Eddie
reason
Murphy
than their
used
race.
all the words. That's why I don't want him to make woke movies where his daughters beat him. Okay.
The daughters.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
One.
I don't care how old Eddie Murphy is. He is going to whoop the shit out of all three of his daughters. No contest.
Yeah, he was killing it back.
Are
in
you
the
kidding
day.
me?
With Simi?
I could beat his daughters, and I never trained with Arsenio Hall.
It's like me with those little kids.
They're
it's like
women. They cannot
it's like little
beat me up.
People.
They're small and they don't hit very hard. If they are MMA geniuses,
yeah,
then
still.
that's one thing.
Even
if
still,
they're Ronda Rousey
afraid.
and Amanda Nunes and these chicks, but they're been training with, you're their teacher. You should always be able to beat them. And you're Eddie Murphy, who's been training since you were a kid.
Yeah.
I haven't even trained. I'll beat the shit out of those three chicks. They're fucking tiny, dude.
How did we go?
They can't hurt me.
How did we go?
They have no ability to hurt me.
How do we
if
go
all
from
three
demonizing
of them
this
octopus on me? Like,
how do we go from demonizing this woman murderer to you talking about beating up Eddie Murphy's daughters?
We got off the topic again. I don't know.
You're, dude. I think. Are you still feeling those funguses a little bit? Did you squeegee the old third eye there? You got a little.
That was Monday, man.
Monday. Well, it's not too. Usually, when I take the fungus, it affects me for weeks on end. Always in a positive way. Even no matter how bad the trip is. Like, you could have the best trip ever, or the
you're
worst
a
trip ever.
non-masculine male.
I'm a beta. Is that what you're telling me?
That's the politically correct way to say you're a pussy.
No, I just meant like sometimes I find myself thinking clearer or having more ideas than I would, because like I don't know, you're on one today, bro. Straight up. I like it. It's not a bad thing. We were talking about this dude. It's got to be a hate crime because they're Asian. It's like, part of me is like, I don't even want to.
I don't
as
think
stupid as I think that is. I don't want to be one of these people. There are dudes in suit and ties on fucking television right now saying nice things about this fucking murderer for whose benefit.
I know he shouldn't. Nobody should stick up for him, but I don't think he did it because they were Asian. I think he did it because he's crazy.
Oh yeah.
I think if it was,
he needs serious mental help.
If his problem was sex addiction,
maybe
there's other places you could go to kill Asian people other than just
the place where
massage parlors.
That would be like, if say I was like
I'm
an
not
alcoholic.
saying that even if
and I kept falling off the wagon, and I went and shot the clerk at the liquor store.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, clearly Keith hates white ladies.
He hates white ladies. He doesn't hate white ladies that sell alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. If he was going to massage parlors that was all white women, he would have probably killed them too.
Hopefully.
This dude was just crazy, but
I would hope that he hates
like people think that
prostitutes, regardless of. I have a dream.
This
that one
dude
day all mass murderers.
No, this is the point. This is the point, Keith. No, hold on.
Will judge prostitutes not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
They all have the same character, so that's
They're
it.
hookers.
They sell their body for money. They're
questionable.
They are who they are.
They are who they are. Go on.
Do
John.
what you want to do. I don't think it's
say.
bad, but this is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. This dude didn't kill these people because of the coronavirus, because there's a big surge of anti-Asian. The coronavirus, I don't think, has had as big an effect as 9/11 with like Muslims and Arabs.
Oh yeah,
it's the same thing, like the correlation.
I don't think it's even the same thing. It's a way less,
but it's not even close. That's what I'm saying. Like, this dude killed these people because he was sinking all of his money into them and getting nothing that he wanted. He wanted to make one of these massage therapists fall in love with him and marry him because he couldn't get a woman outside of that. These are the women that he was giving his money to and wasting his money and throwing it away
his
over
time.
and over and over again.
Yeah.
If it was white women that were in those parlors, he would have killed them too, to me.
And I've slept with hookers of every race.
I never paid for it.
I'm just saying, I gotta say, the best as far as if I had to break it down,
I'm just
by
saying,
race, just like our woman of the week this week, we're talking about the black ladies. That's right. Ooh, black woman. That's right. The best hookers are black. So this dude is in fucking Atlanta missing the fuck out. And it's just, he's just a fool. He's a Nimrod, nincompoop, and a numbskull, and we've got no time for that bullshit here on When It Raised It Pours.
He just couldn't get laid. That's his only problem.
Yeah.
So he killed the people that took his money to get him laid.
Yeah. Well, they were doing you a fucking favor, bro.
They suffered for you.
They were the one that suffered, not you.
They suffered for you, and you killed them.
But I want to do the Black Woman of the Week. I'm sorry, it's not actually called that. It's just called the Woman of the Week. But every week so far of Women's Appreciation
Women's
Month.
History Month. No, it's not Black History Month.
It's Women's Appreciation Month. But all of the women so far that I've been celebrating have been black women, strong black women from the Isle of Jamaica. You know, and that was probably a pretty bad accent there. I don't know. I'm going to power through this, though.
We aren't good at accents.
No, it's not a thing. But Judith Veronica Moat was born in 1952 in Industrial Village, Gordontown, Jamaica. This is a strong woman right here. At 16 years old, she became a member of a girl group called the Gaylets. This is gay spelled with a Y, but this is also in a time when gay did not mean homosexual. It meant a genuine kind of jubilance or happiness. So the Gaylets were a girl group, and they did kind of like the Staple Sisters and Midnight Train to Georgia. And
excellent. Mavis, shout out to Mavis Staples.
But they're big. We've both seen Mavis Staples in concert.
I've seen her a few times.
She's
fat.
Yeah, she was. The Gaylets had a hit with the song. Not Papa Was a Rolling Stone. Son of a Preacher Man. Okay. Which I'm not quite sure who the first person to do Son of a Preacher Man was. But you've heard it
some
by
Australian bits, I think.
Almost every R&B artist in the late 60s did that song. But she was her group was actually one of the people to have a hit with that record. Was one of the groups to have a hit with that record. And then when she was 19, her bandmates moved to New York City, and she stayed back in Jamaica because she was pregnant with her first son and going to nursing school because she wanted to be a nurse for people and take care of people. And she got in touch with the producer. It was actually the only female producer in
Dusty Springfield
in Jamaica.
Dusty Springfield, Son of a Preacher Man.
Oh, okay. Well,
a white bitch.
White bitch.
It is. Well, that's your pronoun, right?
Yes, fat white bitch.
Oh, fat white bitch.
Yeah.
Dusty Springfield, regular sized woman, white woman.
Regular sized white woman.
Was
the first
version.
Son of a Preacher Man. Yeah. Well, all I know is that Miss Moat went on to start making music. She after she finished nursing school and her son was born because she realized that in a way being a musician, a reggae musician in that time was like being able to be a nurse for so many more people. As she put it, the music touch you where the doctors can't. Touch your soul, heal your soul.
She's been getting them doctors from Michigan State.
I'm trying to celebrate one of the queens of reggae.
Oh, that's
right.
This is the one I suggested to you.
Yeah, this is Judy Moat. Okay,
my favorite.
Yeah, she's fantastic. And like after she started after she started her solo career in 1975 with the record Black Woman. Ooh, Black Woman. She really had big hits on reggae stations all over the island. She was like
she still had to get a job. Like every one of your people still had to get jobs.
Yeah.
Like
that's because it's Jamaica, bro,
and shit and stuff like this, and like they're like the Jennifer Lopez's. She went to nursing school. Like the Jennifer Lopez's of Jamaica, but they're like I still gotta have a side job. They're like a comedian in fucking LA or New York.
Yeah,
like,
waiting tables.
I gotta wait tables too.
I gotta set at Stand Up New York tonight. After my shift.
Yeah, I'm featuring for David Tell, but I still I got a bus over here on the west side.
Yeah,
like what the fuck, dude?
It's well, but no, that's the thing about art, man. Is
like, dude, George.
It's not
everybody in George Clinton's group was super hardcore drug addicts, but they still had money. Like they weren't working side jobs.
This is Jamaica, bro.
George Clinton was borrowing money from his bandmates.
I mean, you saw
that he paid.
You saw The Harder They Come, dude. Like they're paying you like $5.
Yeah, they pay
for the record.
No, they pay you. They pay you by painting your fucking motorcycle. They're fucking crazy over there. But
so
I heard Sandals is nice.
Judy had hits all the way from 1975 to 1985. And sure, as the 80s came on, you had a little bit more electronic drums in the records, a little bit less organ. You know, it kind of
dance hall style.
Not really dance hall style. It really sounds more like kind of a Jamaican version of some of the country music that was popular at that time, like.
Kind of like gospel song.
Tanya Tucker, Reba McEntire-esque kind of production. I'm not going to say that the music wasn't done like that. But it was the same instrumentation as sleeping single in a double bed, you know. You know that song? Sleeping single in a double bed. I wanna be. Oh yeah. Though that's the theme song from Reba. That's I'm talking about 80s Reba.
Loves her.
I'm talking about the instrumentation here. But like
who loves her kids and gets it done.
All the way through.
I am is who I want to be.
I hate that song so much.
I'm a survivor.
Yeah, so's every single person that woke up today. Congratulations.
I survived.
That's how it worked.
Night, don't I?
Exactly. It's like fucking. People say that like, oh yeah, I'm a survivor. I'm a survivalist. Yeah, no. You know what that means? That means you can open a can of SpaghettiOs. Shut the fuck up. It doesn't fucking matter.
I hear that shit because all the channel I'll be watching on TV.
Yeah.
It'll come on later in the night, like at like so 4 in the morning. Then I wake up to pee, and I'm like, I'll be dreaming about like Reba McEntire. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
That's a pretty good dream.
Yeah, I dream off of shit off of TV, like not in that way.
It'd be good though. I would appreciate it if my subconscious would give me a dream where I fucked Reba McEntire.
Not fucking her, just like
where she'll just be there,
being annoyed of her. Like, I don't know. You ever get that when you're asleep and something's on the TV that you're watching?
You kind of get sucked into the TV.
Yeah, you start dreaming that shit.
Yeah,
like it's the same as if you gotta pee, and you start dreaming
that you have to pee.
That you're peeing in your dream, then you wake up and you're like, "Oh, I gotta pee."
Yeah, no, it
same shit.
I actually had that happen to me this afternoon.
I have weird dreams.
I got sucked into the TV off some Judy Moat shit. I was watching her talk about growing up in Jamaica, and I'm like, I'm dozing in and out of consciousness because I rolled a really big spliff, you know, for the documentary on Judy Moat, and I was like, okay, and then I'm like kind of dozing, and it's like, oh, I'm in Jamaica. Oh, that's cool. It's like I'm in the show. Yeah, no, I get that sometimes. I had it happen today. That's no joke. Well, anyway, aside from her wonderful solo career, she also the entire time. From when she left nursing school until his death, she was one of the backup singers for Bob Marley in Bob Marley and the Wailers. She joined the band after Bunny Livingston and Peter Tosh, or not Bunny Livingston, after Peter Tosh left. I don't know if they left at the same time. But after Tosh left, she joined.
Bunny didn't leave.
She joined the Wailers then, and she sang as part of the I-3s alongside Rita Marley, another queen of reggae. And so all those beautiful Bob Marley records that have lady backup singers, you got some Judy Moat to listen to on those tracks too, you know. Mm-hmm. It's like
she's got a great
some
voice.
Cross-pollination and beautiful voice.
Beautiful voice.
And she really was like the only woman that they would play on the radio in Jamaica for a long time. She
doesn't matter. She still didn't make any money.
That's true. But she was a massive influence on the women I've talked about so far from the dance hall culture, and later a big influence on Coffee, which is more of a hip hop reggae singer, but she had a great record called Toast. It's like Toast by Coffee. That's pretty fucking cool.
Let's not get off topic.
Anyway, this is just a little celebration of old Judy Moat, and we love you, sister. And she's still out there. She's still making music. She's still one of the most beloved women in Jamaica, and she comes to New York frequently, as I've heard. But she also just travels the world doing big reggae shows, and I'm sure as shows come back, she'll continue to do that. And I'd like to catch her live at some point. But John,
I'd like to catch her live.
I think it's time we talk about the. Do you want to talk about the sororities that did nothing, or the fire chiefs?
It's up to you. Whatever.
I think we should go. Let's go ahead and you just tell me a little bit about these fire chiefs, bro.
All right. So,
I got a little bit of a briefing, but I didn't get the details. I just.
I listened to a terrestrial radio show on a podcast. I listened to the podcast of it.
Well, you're a big fan. You're a satellite character on the show.
Yeah, from Cleveland. They read my emails and whatever. Rover's Morning Glory.
Yeah.
But the host of the show used to live in this town outside Avon, which is like...
Avon, Ohio.
Yeah. It's like Carmel here. Fishers here.
Very kind of upscale.
Very upscale.
Upper middle class.
Yeah. I mean...
And just upper class, too.
Yeah. So, this former fire chief.
Okay.
He's 81 years old. Frank Root Jr. And his son, Frank Root III, is the current fire chief.
Okay. So they got a tradition in this town when it comes to their fire department.
The dad was the fire chief from like 1990 to 2006.
Okay.
So this fire chief, the elder, the father, has been caught up on charges. Different charges: sexual explicitity, pandering of a minor,
child
pornography, all this shit.
All stemming from one.
Well, no, from multiple. Like, this dude had been caught, like, by his neighbors. Their grandchildren had been out and seen this dude by his pool, like an 80-year-old dude, just going down on his girlfriend, 40-year-old girlfriend or whatever.
Wow.
By the pool. And he's got a fence.
Like a privacy fence?
No, chain link.
Nice.
So, like,
stick your dick through that shit, you know what I'm saying?
But the craziest shit of all of this is these charges are from him distributing pictures of his son having sex with the son's mother, his wife at the time, who was deceased. And he was
what?
So he admitted on the phone to his son, remember the time when me and you used to tag team your mom? Which was his wife. Like, this dude used to Eiffel Tower his wife with his own son.
What the fuck?
And this is a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio.
This is not
Middle America.
This is not Kentucky.
It's not West Virginia. It's not.
Don't fucking. Why you gotta go there, bro?
Well, I mean,
for obvious reasons. That's why. That's the answer.
Whites. I mean, the wild Western whites or whatever the fuck they call them. But this is a crazy story. Like, this dude is 81 years old, but people were calling into the radio show after they talked about the story and saying, I'm his neighbor. Like, he would be out by his pool, like, having oral sex with his girlfriend who has like 6 kids or whatever, like, by the pool when my granddaughter's out there with a chain link fence. Like, dude, if you got a fucking 8-foot privacy fence. Nobody can see in your shit.
Yeah,
get nasty. I mean, you got a pool for a reason. You want to get nasty, but in the middle of the afternoon when your neighbors' granddaughters are walking by.
Yeah,
Come on, bro. Take it to the bedroom.
Hold on, I mean, this is a guy who's.
But also he had sex with his son and his
he had three-way
wife
sex
at the same time.
He had three-way sex with his
wife
and their child.
I don't like that.
I don't like that at all. I'm like, and he was like, hey, let me get a picture of my son fucking his mother. Yeah, and then he gives this picture to his son.
The civil suit alleges that Frank Root Jr. forced his son, Frank Root III, to have sex with his own mother and other adult women numerous times in the late 70s and 80s, then publicly lied about it to members of the media and acquaintances. Yeah, like, he's the fire chief, dude.
He's the fire chief, dude. Fire.
81,
come on, say it now.
81 now. He entered pleaded no contest.
Pleaded no contest. How long's he got? How long's he getting?
I don't know.
Well, he
was the chief from 90 to 2006, and his son's been the chief for I don't know how long.
I wonder if he'll continue to be fire chief now that everybody knows that he fucked his own mother.
No, that's what I mean. Like, if you are the son, like, would you come forward with that shit? Because you're like, I'm the fire chief right now. Should I rat my dad out and put this embarrassment on me? That now I'm a straight up motherfucker? Like, I'm a true... Everybody gets called a motherfucker in their life. Every single person on this planet has been called a motherfucker at one point.
Or even told to go fuck their mother. Or there's so many ways we say it in this
not
society.
Many of them actually fuck their mothers.
Yeah. No, not really a lot of people.
You're going to be putting up bench presses in the fire room and slide down the pole with guys that are like, I'm not trying to slide with this motherfucker.
No, I don't think people see it like that.
Some of them firemen might be like, you need your own pole, motherfucker.
No, because firemen,
you need a new pole, motherfucker.
Nobody can call him motherfucker anymore. Like
they will call him motherfucker. They'll call him motherfucker more than they call him motherfucker.
No, this guy's the boss.
Motherfucker.
You can't call him John, I don't want to lose.
You're
going to make us lose, motherfucker.
They'll make dances off of that shit.
You making a thing of how this guy's an actual motherfucker is going to make it so that we can't say fucking motherfucker because some fucking kid's going to see.
I don't say motherfucker that often.
I say it all the time. So this is a real loss for me. Quit. I don't want fucking
stop that
people to see this episode and be
cut it out.
Motherfucker
cut it out.
is gonna be, if you say motherfucker, it's gonna be really hurtful to people out there who have been fucking their mother, and it's like, good.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. Don't fuck your mother.
Don't fuck your. But here's the thing. Problem is, this guy, he didn't really so much as fuck his mother.
He was forced by his father to fuck his mother. So he was get raped by your mother.
He was raped by his mother. He's a mother. He's a
raped by his mother and his father. His father forced it, so
his mother's
was raped by his mother and his father at the same time.
But how? What I want to know is how
this guy got Frank III. I feel bad for you.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out to you, Frank III.
How little spine do you have to not be like, yeah, I know we're into some kinky stuff, but I don't want to fuck my son. Thing is, the mom's just as bad.
And she's deceased.
Oh, that's good. It's good.
Yeah, the rest
maybe
of them,
I would have. You're right.
I'm waiting on the rest of them to be in the same situation.
Because maybe I would have.
It will be better when all of them are dead.
Yeah.
I wish death on all of the people in this story, including the person that wrote it. Probably.
Yeah.
That you're even tainted.
Yeah.
Like whoever
Like,
wrote
leave it
this
out of the
news
news.
story, whoever wrote this news story, you're tainted to where I wish death on you as well.
Yeah, we don't
Not,
need to know
not.
this.
I'm just kidding.
I mean,
I don't really
but the
wish.
thing is, it's fucking. I mean, that's what qualifies for a fucking news story now. It's fucking Jerry Springer, dude.
Yeah, weirdo shit.
It's all.
But they said this dude was a sexual freak.
I'm here to tell my lover to. I walk like a man. I talk like a man. I dress like a man. But I'm here to tell my lover today, I'm a woman. First episode of Jerry Springer I ever saw in my whole life. I remember it verbatim, exactly what the stud, bull dyke lesbian said out there on that stage. And I was like, awesome, I'm in. I wasn't like, wow, this is like Gore Vidal. This is something we should know. I was mind blown.
Let me take this in.
You know, I'm watching this on a fucking television that's encased in wood in my grandmother's home. I'm like, this is awesome, you know. But no, there's no need for us to even know about this. I get it. Oh, they're fire chiefs? That's a fucking celebrity in Avon, Ohio. You got
It's a rich person.
I guess, but like fucking
I
who
know.
needs to know anything about any fire person?
Well, you need to know about it if they're fucking eating fucking
Box in the backyard in the middle of the day
eating
and
pussy in front of your grandchild
that's true.
in the middle of the day.
So this
With a
guy's
chain
charged
link
with
fence.
eating box in the backyard and
No, he's charged with giving his son the picture of his son having sex with the mother.
So he was like, "Hey, son."
He was like, yeah.
You remember when you used to fuck your mom?
in his
And he'd be
70s.
like, nah, I don't remember it.
Listen.
And he was like, I got proof.
Yeah, yes. In his
What?
70s or 80s, he said, hey, son, remember how cool it was when me and you tag teamed your mom? And then showed him the pictures. That's what he's getting put in jail for. That's retard.
Retard?
That's retard. That's so retard. I stopped myself.
It's all right. You got it.
I give myself credit on that.
That's
one.
only a 0.5.
It's bad. It's bad what he did.
It's bad.
He's super dumb. Stoopy, dumb.
Stoopy, dumb.
Yes.
Like our final topic for today, the non-article. It was essentially 1,000 words that didn't exist.
Nonsense.
As I will know, it was like every single, big eye-grabbing headline. IU, Indiana University, the Hoosiers, fucking sororities in trouble for drug and sex hazing. I'm like, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I want to hear this story, right?
They're not spanking my butt and fucking sticking shit in places they don't belong.
Well, first off, it's a sorority. So you're like, okay, this is literally going to be the plot to every porno I watched until I was 17 years old. So I'm excited about that. I click on the article and it's just nothing. There's nothing there. The story is effectively, so older sorority girls haze younger sorority girls in order to let them into the sorority. We are all familiar with this. There's the pledge. There's the system or the sisters. These sisters, they're already sisters, so they get to kind of fuck with you a little bit. They get to kind of fuck with you a little bit before they let you in the club, right? And there are examples, especially in like fraternities and other forms of Greek life, of really horrible behavior. And typically I would say that lands on men. So to find out that the sororities are doing some pretty fucked up shit, well, while we're all kind of aware that sororities are full of mischievous, slutty overachievers.
Rich white cunts.
Yeah, that's not their preferred pronoun, but that is
That's what they told me.
Effectively what they are.
Back when I was there.
Yeah, they were like,
they told me.
Call me a rich white cunt. Hell yeah.
Yeah. They paid money for drugs. That's all I know.
Well, that's the thing. So, like one of these hazings was a game called Blow or Blow, where all the sorority pledges are on their knees in a basement. I know. It's starting out pretty fucking cool.
Sounds like the same thing they do to the men.
Yeah, they're all on their knees on their knees in the basement, and the sorority sister says to them, raise your hand if you want to blow or blow. And it's who wants to suck some dude's dick or who wants to do cocaine. And so they all raise their hands for different things. And then they all raise both hands in the air. And then...
And this is me in the obtuse situation. The obverse situation.
Do you want to do a rail of coke or suck some guy's dick? They all raise both hands. And then the girl goes, psych. Just kidding.
No, they said, here come the guys, get ready.
Oh, yeah.
So they took them all the way to the point
where they're like, oh, are we
but
gonna...
eventually they said, we're just kidding, we just wanted to test you, blah, blah, blah. None of them were forced to do either one.
Yeah.
That's the point.
They didn't have to do nobody did any coke.
They
all did cocaine and had sex that night. But
they basically did a psych joke. Yes. That I do on you every single time I talk to you.
Gotcha.
Like, hey, Keith. Dude, Charles Barkley just called me and said he wants you to work with him,
Yeah, I remember.
A 2-episode thing. Really? No. Psych.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley's rich as fuck. He doesn't know you.
These are pranks that never even went anywhere. Like, they all just had a nice little time afterwards.
Then they had another one where they made them go in the woods and go naked in the woods, but they never end up doing it. They told just always cut it. The men actually do it. Yeah. I'll just let you know. I never was in a fraternity, but I know people that were. They
gotta do some shit.
They actually did
you
shit
gotta do dirt.
That you don't want to do.
That you don't want to do.
These women just...
literally tell you you're going to do something and then they don't make you do it.
It's like a milder version of an 80s or 90s movie. Like, they get in their like little pajamas or panties and never do anything. And that's it. Like, it's just always, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Psych! Yeah, like, you can't get canceled and you can't have your sorority banned
if you never
for
did
a
the
psych
thing.
joke.
It's their pranks.
You didn't actually do it.
They told a bunch of women that they had to get naked and run in the woods. That was the thing, right? And then naturally one of the fat ones starts crying. It wasn't in the article that she was fat, but we all fucking know she was fat. And she starts crying.
Well, first
and
of
then
all,
they go, hey, we're just kidding.
First of all,
and that's a scandal?
Yeah, first of all, blow.
Fucking, we got an Epstein's Island. Fucking kids are getting burned at the stake.
Blow versus blow versus blow. You either do a line of blow or blow a fraternity pledge. First off, half of them would have just done the line of blow. The other
all of them would have done the line of blow.
No, half of them would have done the line of blow, and the other half would have done both. If it goes by what I know about sorority group, like,
half of them would have done the line,
dude. They would pay fucking 3 times the amount for.
You're joining a party club. It's a party club.
That's all they wanted was that shit.
It's a social thing. These are people who like to have fun with other pretty wealthier
But
people. That's what
the
it's all
point,
about.
is they still wouldn't go as far to do those things. Like,
yeah.
for them to be this older women in the sorority.
Yeah,
wearing
the whole 21-year-old women.
wearing high heels and lingerie and walking around doing the prank. So they're the ones that are actually flaunting themselves, and you're a pledge. You're sitting there like, oh, I have to either do drugs that I've never done or suck some freckled fucking pimple ass freshman dick.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you might not want to do that, but they never actually had to do it. They
That's
always said, joke.
It was
We made it up. Like,
so I
how
wasted,
can you,
I wasted a few minutes of my life reading an article.
Like, dude, how many fraternity stories do you hear where people die from drinking 50 shots of fucking...
You got to do 50 shots in 50 minutes.
Like...
And if you don't do it, we're all going to beat you with soap and socks. And then what they do is they give him 25 shots, he blacks out, and then they just start beating him with the soap.
Shout out to these Kappa Gamma Delta bitches.
Yes. Shout out to sorority girls everywhere. We just want you to know that we support you and your decision
you didn't do anything
to
wrong.
hang out on pontoon boats.
You were just trying to have fun, and you did it the respectable way.
The respectable and the responsible way. You know,
more than responsible.
There's nothing wrong with fucking with somebody that wants to be part
I like
of your
a good
shit.
psych joke.
Yeah.
I've gotten Keith with millions of them.
Also, like, I used to go terrorize fucking little youngster comedians, but then I'd go buy them booze because they were underage and cigarettes. God, they raised the fucking smoking age to 21.
I'm the best of the psych jokes, though.
Yeah, I used to contribute to the delinquency of minors, but I got to terrorize you a little bit first.
I've made you think some really stupid shit before.
That's true. Well, you know,
well,
gullibility pills. They got gullibility pills, you know. Well, I don't know what the fuck we're going to call this one, but thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. Write us a comment. Follow us on Instagram at John in Indianapolis.
Your Majesty
at Queefray. His Majesty.
His Majesty, Your Majesty.
The fat white bitch hitting the deuces. Catch you later.
Bussin' nut.